Let's turn specifically to Japan, a treaty ally, as you said. With regard to this dispute over the islands, what Japan calls Senkaku, what, of course, China calls Diaoyu, President Obama made very clear that he opposes any unilateral attempts to undermine Japan's administration of those islands. He stressed, of course, that the islands fall under a treaty that requires the United States to defend Japan if attacked. Where does that whole dispute stand, and how do the Chinese read that statement?
The Chinese are unhappy. The Chinese would like for the United States to be completely neutral on this question, and completely neutral with respect to territorial disputes that China has with the Philippines, Vietnam, and other countries. The U.S. position is that, in fact, we are neutral in the sense that we don't take a position on who owns the islands. We think that's a diplomatic issue that has to be resolved through international law and through diplomacy. But we do and have since the Clinton administration taken a very clear stance that we oppose the use of force to try to resolve these issues, and that if force or pressure is used, our security commitment to Japan will come through. Because even though, as the president pointed out, we don't say who owns the islands, we recognize that Japan administers them. And what China's trying to do is challenge that by sending ships and planes. And the president was very clear we oppose that. That's important because although that has been U.S. policy for 15 years since this issue first started heating up, the Obama administration has been a little inconsistent about how it says it. Secretary Clinton said this policy very clearly. Secretary Hagel, the defense secretary, said this policy very clearly. President Obama hasn't come out and said it so clearly, in part because he doesn't want to antagonize the Chinese too much. Well, this trip he said it unequivocally, and the Chinese are unhappy, and now he'll have to patch things up with the Chinese.